Greetings everyone, thank you for coming to my channel. In this video you'll be learning about infinitives. So what is an infinitive? An infinitive is the base form of the verb with the word to in front of it. Examples: to cook, to eat, to listen, and to jog. Infinitives can be used as nouns, adjectives, or adverbs. Infinitives are used as nouns when the verbs are used as general concepts or ideas rather than an action that's currently taking place. When infinitives are used as nouns, they're used as subjects, objects, or subject complements. So it took me a while to understand the whole concept of infinitives being used as nouns, but after days of doing some studying and trying to force myself to understand, I finally realized that when an infinitive is used as a noun, it's talking about the action as a general concept as opposed to the action currently being done. Also, subjects, objects, and subject complements fall under the category of nouns. So a noun is a person, place, or thing. That threw me off as well. Like when I would read about infinitives and it would say that infinitives can be used as nouns, and then it would say they're used as nouns when you're talking about a subject, object, or a subject complement. I'm like, what? That doesn't make sense to me. But what it means is that an infinitive is being used as a noun when we're talking, or when it's a subject, an object, or a subject complement. Okay, so in this slide, we have infinitives being used as subjects, and subjects do the action. So example 1 says to travel would be an amazing experience. So subjects are always doing the action, so they come before the verb. So the infinitive to travel comes before the verb would and be. So that makes to travel the subject, and it's also acting as a noun. Example 2 says to live doesn't mean you're alive. So remember, the subject does the action. So the subject comes before the verb. In this case, the infinitive is the subject and it comes before the verb doesn't. Well, the verb is does, but this is a negative, so it will be doesn't. And to live would be considered a noun, a person, place, or thing. It's a general concept. Next, we have infinitives being used as objects. So objects receive the action. So example 1 says she loves to travel. So to travel would be the object because the action is loves, and to travel is receiving the action, which is loves. Therefore, the infinitive to travel is being used as an object. Example 2 says my dog likes to eat. So the infinitive to eat is the object because it's receiving the action, and the action is likes. Next, we have infinitives being used as subject complements. Subject complements give us more info about the subject. The word or phrase usually follows a linking verb and then describes the subject. So example 1 says her dream is to travel. So to travel is the subject complement because it's given us more info about her dream, and the linking verb is. Example 2 says my goal is to get rich. So the infinitive to get is the subject complement, and it's given us more info about my goal, which is to get rich. Next, we have infinitives being used as adjectives. Adjectives give us more info about nouns. The adjective is usually followed by the infinitive. Example 1 says I need a book to read. So book would be the noun, and it's followed by the infinitive to read. So to read is acting as the adjective because it's given us more info about the noun book. Example 2 says I have an idea to share. So idea is the noun, and it's followed by the infinitive to share. So to share would be acting as the adjective because it's giving us more info about the noun idea. And example 3 says she has a package to retrieve. So package is the noun, and to retrieve is the infinitive. And the infinitive is acting as an adjective because it's giving us more info about the noun package. Oh, there's another example. So example 4 says, I want a car to drive. So car is the noun, and to drive is the infinitive, which is acting as an adjective because it's giving us more info about the noun car. Infinitives being used as adverbs. Adverbs give us more info about verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs. In this case, the infinitive usually gives us more info about the verb, but it can still give us more info about adjectives and other adverbs. So example 1 says, she came to eat dinner. So the infinitive to eat, which is acting as an adverb, is giving us more info about why she came. Example 2 says, he studied because he wanted to pass the exam. So the infinitive to pass is acting as an adverb because it's giving us more info about why he studied. Example 3 says, she'll be happy to attend the event. In this case, the infinitive to attend is acting as the adverb because it's giving us more info about the adjective happy. Next, I'm going to talk about bare infinitives. A bare infinitive is the base form of the verb without the word to in front of it. Example 1 says, you can write your essay tomorrow. So notice how the verb write is standing alone and it doesn't have the word to in front of it. Example 2 says, I will eat after I finish my homework. Notice how the verb eat is standing alone and it doesn't have the word to in front of it. Example 3 says, I can't see without my glasses. Notice how it doesn't say to see, and see is just standing on its own. Example 4 says, you must respect your parents. Notice how it doesn't say you must to respect your parents. It just says you must respect your parents. So in all of these examples, the verbs are standing alone. They don't have to in front of them. A split infinitive is when a word, usually an adverb, is placed between to and the verb. Example 1 says, I need to fully appreciate my blessings. Another thing about split infinitives is when you take the adverb out or the word that comes in between the infinitive, the sentence still makes sense. So without fully, the sentence would say, I need to appreciate my blessings. So it would still make sense. Example 2 says, I was told to carefully read the contract before signing it. Notice how carefully is in between to and read, and that's what makes it a split infinitive. Example 3 says, I want to thoroughly clean my room. Notice how thoroughly is in between the infinitive to clean, and that's what makes it a split infinitive. And also notice how if we take out thoroughly, the sentence still makes sense. I want to clean my room. Thank you guys for coming. I hope you found this video informative. If you did find this video informative, please feel free to like, comment, or subscribe, or all of the above, and I'll see you next time.